Hey, Broncos fans! Something's happening in Denver that no one's talking about, but it could be the secret weapon behind a Super Bowl run. It's not a blockbuster trade or a flashy draft pick. In fact, it's someone you might not even see on game day, but his fingerprints are all over it. Behind the scenes, there's a genius reshaping the entire foundation of the Broncos roster, and the rest of the NFL has no idea what's coming. His work is so effective that he's already lured high-risk, high-reward players in the hopes of saving their careers, and it's changing the way the stars view the Denver Broncos. The turmoil is real, the numbers are undeniable, and by the end of this story, you'll understand why the healthiest team in football isn't lucky, they're just smarter than everyone else. But before I show you exactly why this could be the most important change the Broncos have made in years, make sure you enjoy this, but only if you're a true Denver fan. And if you've been following the Broncos through thick and thin, leave a comment saying, "Go Broncos! My heart bleeds orange and blue." Now let's take a look at what's really going on in Dove Valley and how one man, Bo Lowry, is quietly building a roster that could be unstoppable. Now let's get right into what's shaping up to be one of the biggest behind-the-scenes success stories in the NFL. Forget what you thought you knew about key player signings or flashy draft picks. The most underrated and perhaps most influential acquisition the Broncos have made in recent years wasn't a quarterback or wide receiver. It was Bo Lowry. That's right, not Bo Nix, although excitement around him is very real too. But Bo Lowry, the architect behind the Broncos' transformation into one of the healthiest teams in the league. And I don't say that lightly. This guy has completely redefined the way this franchise approaches player health, performance, and longevity. Since Bo Lowry joined the Broncos, Denver is ranked as the first or second healthiest team in the NFL. That's measured not just by how many players land on injured reserve, but also by a stat called average games lost, AGL. In his first season, only 32 players suffered injuries, second fewest in the league. Last year, it was cut in half to just 16, even though the AGL rose due to a few long-term injuries like Alex Singleton's. These are extraordinary numbers, especially considering the disaster the Broncos were coming from. Let's rewind to the dark days of the Nathaniel Hackett era. Hackett's player wellness approach, if we could even call it that, was a circus. Rest days were overused, players weren't properly conditioned, and gimmicks like food trucks took priority over structured training. The result? The Broncos were the most injured team in football, missing a staggering 148 games in one season. That wasn't just worst in the league, it was historically bad. The gap between the Broncos and the next worst team, the Titans, was equivalent to the difference between the Titans and the 8th worst team. That's how far gone things were. Even under Vic Fangio before Hackett, the Broncos consistently ranked among the 10 most injured teams. It wasn't bad luck, it was poor design. Bo Lowry flipped that entire script. The man holds a doctorate and a master's degree in kinesiology, and he used to teach other strength and conditioning coaches at LSU. He isn't just a trainer, he's a top-level executive, the Broncos' vice president of player health and performance, overseeing one of the largest and most specialized support staffs in the NFL. This isn't a guy with a clipboard on the sideline. He's running a fully integrated, science-based, athlete-first operation. He introduced what's now being dubbed the Lowry Method, built on 4 key pillars. The first is extending phase 1 of off-season training to the full 5 weeks, a move no other NFL team does. That phase focuses on strength and conditioning before players even begin route running or contact drills. This sets a stable, injury-resistant foundation. Case in point, when teams like the Colts or Bills cut this phase short, players like Michael Pittman and Joey Bosa suffered avoidable injuries. That's no coincidence. Bo Lowry also brought in specialized directors, including a performance-based nutritionist who dramatically improved the team's diet and health metrics. Player satisfaction with nutrition jumped from a D grade to an A- in just 2 years. That's the kind of turnaround you'd expect from a championship-caliber program. Another pillar? Technology. Every player wears GPS trackers during practice. Their movements, workload, and recovery needs are monitored with surgical precision. Sean Payton, traditionally known as an old-school coach, fully supports this data-driven approach, showing that innovation and tradition can absolutely coexist when managed correctly. Perhaps the most impressive aspect is the individualized care strategy. Partnering with a company called Exos, the Broncos place players into categorized bins based on injury risk. If someone like J.K. Dobbins shows up with a history of soft tissue injuries, he's put on a specialized participation plan to avoid setbacks. That's why you might see him at practice doing stretches or shadowing plays without taking full contact. It's all part of a meticulous strategy to extend careers and maximize performance. The proof is in the recruitment pudding too. Why did guys like J.K. Dobbins, Talanoa Hufanga, and Dre Greenlaw choose Denver? It's not just about Bo Nix or Sean Payton's system. It's about trust in Bo Lowry's methods. These players know Denver is where their health will be prioritized like never before. Drew Brees credited Lowry with extending his career. LSU declared they'd have the most innovative sports medicine program in college football the moment Lowry was hired. The reputation is real, and now it's paying dividends in Denver. And let's not forget preseason strategy. Unlike Hackett, who held back players and disappointed fans who showed up to games expecting to see starters, Sean Payton and Bo Lowry agree on the importance of preseason reps. Starters play, fans see their guys, and the players build up their conditioning gradually and safely. It's a win across the board. And here's where things get really exciting, Broncos country. When you stack everything Bo Lowry has implemented against the brutal reality of the NFL, where injury reports can derail a season, it becomes clear that Denver isn't just trying to compete. They're trying to outsmart the league. What separates contenders from pretenders is consistency and durability. Lowry is delivering both. Consider what this means for the upcoming season. You've got a roster filled with explosive potential. Bo Nix, Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims Jr., and that revamped defensive line. These are guys who can absolutely tear through defenses if they stay on the field. That if used to loom large over every Broncos fan's head. Not anymore. Not with Lowry's system turning potential liabilities into real, playable assets. Take J.K. Dobbins. This is a guy whose career was beginning to look like a string of unfortunate what-ifs. But he signed with Denver because he believes in what's being built here. And it's not just blind faith. It's scientific, personalized, and proven. Denver is now a destination not just for talent, but for players who want to revive their careers. That's not hyperbole. That's culture change. You're also seeing a broader shift in how this organization operates under Sean Payton. By giving Bo Lowry an executive-level role, something only a handful of NFL teams have done, the Broncos sent a message: player health isn't a secondary concern. It's part of the game plan. And if you're a player choosing between a team that says good luck and one that says here's your personal plan, nutritionist, tech team, and training strategy, the choice is clear. It's why players like Talanoa Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw, both known for their aggressive, high-risk style of play, decided Denver was the place to be. These guys aren't looking for a slow fade out of their careers. They're looking to extend their primes, and they believe Denver's infrastructure can help them do that. That belief is backed by numbers. We've gone from nearly 150 games missed in the Hackett era to just 45. That's not just improvement, it's a revolution. And think about the cascading effect that has. Fewer injuries mean more reps for your starting QB, more time to build chemistry, more consistency in the trenches, less reliance on backups, and most importantly, a team that gets stronger together as the season wears on. Let's also not ignore how this health-focused strategy impacts in-game performance. When your players are fresher, faster, and more in sync, you get better execution late in games. We saw flashes of that last season, and with another year of this system in place, the ceiling only goes higher. It's no wonder Drew Brees called Bo Lowry a guy who added years to his career. That's not lip service. That's legacy talk. And when you consider that Bo Lowry was freelancing teaching kinesiology at LSU while running the most advanced college football training operation in the country, it becomes even more clear that this isn't just a good hire. This is a cornerstone hire. He's a thinker, a teacher, a leader, and he's turned Denver into a player-first organization at a level we haven't seen in years. Broncos fans, for the first time in a long time, it feels like we're not just hoping for a healthy season, we're expecting it. We're not praying our stars stay on the field, we're prepared for it. And that expectation is spreading. Players, agents, insiders, they're all starting to recognize that Denver is doing something different, something smart, something sustainable. And when that kind of health infrastructure supports a young quarterback like Bo Nix,